Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. So today I want to talk about why eating more can help you weigh less. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So first of all, let me tell you that most people, and I know because I used to do the same thing, we think of weight loss like, okay, I need to lose some weight. So that means that I need to restrict, I need to eat less, I need to work out more, and it's just like immediately you go into deprivation mode, and it doesn't have to be like that. And the way that I like to look at it, because if I didn't look at it this way, then I think that there would be no way that I would be able to sustain my healthy lifestyle if all day, every day, I was working on like, I can't do this and I can't do that and I have to do this because I want to look like this. It wouldn't be fun, it wouldn't be enjoyable, and it wouldn't be something that I'm passionate about sharing with you guys. So before you go ahead and start a diet, whether it is for a holiday party or for, it's January soon and everyone's going to be on a weight loss plan because that can be a lot of our New Year's resolutions. I just want you to go about it in a smart way, because how many times have you got on and off this weight loss journey? It's just like, when is enough going to be enough? When is the change actually going to happen? And it's like the definition of insanity, right? When we keep trying to do the same thing over and over again and the outcome doesn't change. Like, this is how I think of it. And this is how I go about changing anything in my life that I'm not happy about, whether it's a diet or my income status or my career, anything like that. So you just have to maneuver things around and change it up, and you can have a different outcome. So whatever you feel like your limiting factor is when it comes to weight loss, whether this is like you feel like you're restricting too much and it's not fun, or maybe you need the accountability factor, or maybe you just need to try something completely outside of your comfort zone that's going to push you in all the right ways. So I'm just going to briefly and quickly talk about why this is not another diet and why it's not a diet at all, because diet is something that I think of as short term, and what we're looking to create is long-term, healthy, sustainable changes. And when you go about creating a healthy lifestyle, it's about finding a healthy balance. And I know that it can be difficult for some of us when it's like all or nothing. Like, I'm either all in or I'm all out. I'm either completely following my meal plan to a T, tracking all my food, weighing my food, counting calories, or I'm out eating pizza and brownies. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. I really want to blur those black and white lines of dieting and indulging. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. That could be difficult for a lot. I know that was difficult for me. I used to have an eating disorder. I was all in my head with that. And it took me to extremes, like to really unhealthy extremes. And it took a long time to figure out how and what would help me find that balance. And so those are the things that we talk about through this podcast. But today I simply wanted to talk about ways where it can, when we have the mentality of abundance and creating more, it feels so much more liberating and it sounds so much more enjoyable than the word dieting. It just sounds so restrictive, and immediately like we turn inward when we think about it. So that's the opposite that I want for you. And so what I really wanted to bring to attention for this podcast, and this is what I really emphasize in my one-on-one health coaching, and this is what I talk about a lot in the cookbook. So what I believe to be true about healthy eating, and this is my philosophy, but this is what worked for me when transitioning out of an unhealthy, very unhealthy place with food to a very healthy and balanced place with eating. So what I use and my philosophy is going back to basics. We're going back to whole foods. We're going to consume more fruits, more veggies, more nuts, more seeds, more whole grains, more organic dairy and meat and poultry. We're just going back to basics here. It's not about the next fad diet, not about the next keto diet. It's not about these slim fast shakes or whatever is on the market today. It's not about the food that says, hey, buy me. I'm high fiber. I'm low fat. I'm diet. I'm low sugar. Please overlook that. what we want to do is go back to eating whole foods. And people call this clean eating, but I don't have a name for it. I honestly, all the diets confuse me on the market. I can't even say this clean eating because I feel like there may be some twists and turns with that diet as well. But anyway, this is just going back to basics, going back to foods that come from nature. When I work with children and I teach these nutrition classes to children, this is what I teach them as well. If it comes from nature, then it's good for us. If it doesn't, then it's not going to be beneficial. The closest to nature is the healthiest food. So the less processed food, the better. So for example, apples. Apples are the closest thing to nature. You can then take an apple, you can make applesauce with it. You can make all sorts of things with apple, but that's a more processed form of the apple. And then a more processed form than that, you can make apple juice with it. So the less processed form is the better. So you're going to want to have the apple. You're going to want to have the whole apple with the pulp, with the skin, with it all, so that you're eating it, you're digesting it, you're having the fiber with the apple, with the sugars from the apple, and you're getting all those vitamins and minerals the way that they were intended. That's just a quick example. And again, this is just my philosophy. And this is what I find that really works for me and for the women that I work with to really help get results. And by results, I mean, yes, you're going to get health results, weight loss results, but more than that, you're going to create a long-term healthy lifestyle results. It's not just going to be a diet. It's not about counting calories. It's not that. And we really have to get over that thinking in our head when you want to do this for your health, for your mind, for your body, for your cells, for your bones, for your skin, for just everything that makes you up is what you're doing this for. You don't want to do this just so that you can look thin for an event coming up. Yes, that is definitely a perk and a side effect of this lifestyle, but it's not the main concern. And when I think we get that piece swapped in our mind, then all the magic really happens. So the way that you're able to eat more and weigh less, essentially, long term, is by adding in more of all the good stuff. And the term that I learned in my health coaching school through IIN is the crowding out. So you're adding in more of this good food, you're adding in more of the veggies, more of the fruits, all that stuff. And then you're essentially crowding out that processed, those diet foods, those pre-packaged foods. You're eating more of the whole foods, you're getting all of the good stuff that you need, and then you're going to eat less of the bad stuff, or that's the plan. So for example, when I first started eating beet greens, like the greens that come off of the top of the beets, I craved them like crazy after I had them once, because my body got like an influx of these vitamins and nutrients from the beet greens, and apparently they're one of the most nutrient dense greens. So my body was like, give me more. And that's exactly the way that it is once you start incorporating more healthy whole foods into your diet. And what I love most about this way of eating, about eating whole foods and sticking to that basic guideline, is that you can really eat and eat until you feel full. Now, you're not just going to want to eat all of one thing. Like Jamie said, potatoes are good. They come from nature. So I'm just going to eat all these potatoes until I feel full. That's not what I'm saying. I want you to eat a balanced plate of food. So you're going to want to eat, stick to general guidelines. You want to eat about half of your plate in veggies. You want to eat about a quarter of your plate of protein, and then you want to adjust accordingly. Like, everyone is unique, everyone is different, and these are the things that I go through in my one-on-one coaching and how I help determine for you exactly what the most effective plate would look like for you. Because some might consider a potato a vegetable. So are you eating half a plate of veggies if you're eating a half a plate of potatoes? So you really want to use your best judgment here. You want to use your common sense. And yes, I'm here to help and show you the way. And I don't just give any one person any specific way of eating. That is something that a nutritionist or a dietitian may do. But I believe that we are all unique down to our blood type determines what sort of foods are good for you, what sort of foods will benefit you and lead to health and not inflammation and illness. So what works for one person is not going to work for the next person. That's exactly why your friend may have done a diet and she's like, I lost all this weight. I feel so great. I have so much energy. I sleep so well. And meanwhile, you did it and you gained like 15 pounds. That is because you're all very unique. And another reason why I love this way of eating is because I'm someone that just likes to eat a lot. I like to eat until I feel full. I don't like to be hungry. I'm usually always hungry, but I eat frequently. I eat about, I want to say at least like 5 small meals throughout the day. But I like to feel full when I eat. So I think subconsciously, I shared this in a recent post, that if you eat pizza until you feel full, you're going to gain weight pretty quickly. So that is exactly why I don't eat pizza until I'm full, and why I eat things like healthy recipes made from whole foods. So that may be a homemade kind of pizza, or that may be a bowl of some kind, or a salad of some kind. But I rarely fill up on pizza or ice cream or things like that, just because, one, I don't like the way it makes me feel, and two, I would probably feel pretty guilty if I did that. And that's the other aspect of this creating a healthy lifestyle, is that you really have to find, it has to be a healthy balance. It's not like you're not going to have pizza for the rest of your life. It's about maybe having half of the salad and a piece of pizza versus 3 pieces of pizza, or only lettuce with no dressing on it. So that is the black and white lines that I'm trying to blur, and also how I'm trying to really emphasize that creating a healthy lifestyle has to be a beautiful marriage of the 2 extremes. It has to be a really nice balance. And that takes time, that takes effort, that takes a lot of attention, and recognizing what is going on with us, where our limiting factors are, where our triggers are. But if I can do it, the girl who had a severe eating disorder for years can eat freely without counting calories, with no, holding back, which is something that I never thought I would see the day of. If I can do it, then I believe that you can do it as well. So I'm here for you. If you have questions, if you want to reach out about one-on-one coaching, stay tuned. Come the new year, I'm going to have some fun things rolling out. And then at the end of December, I'm also going to have a really fun program coming out for you guys. So stay tuned for all of that. And as always, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I love my time with you, and that you click on my face and listen to my podcast. It means so much to me, and I love you so much. So have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.